Why don't we start sitting up today? Cross your legs at the ankles, or however that's comfortable for you. Let's bring the hands onto the thighs and inhale and push down into the thighs to lift and elongate the spine. And then when you exhale, keep the spine lifted, but just drop the shoulders down. Good. And then you can relax your hands. Some people like them down, some people like them up. See what feels good to you. And I invite you to close the eyes, feeling down into your sit bones, resting on the ground. Just scanning your body from the sit bones on up, lifting tall through the crown of the head. And just noticing any places that might be holding tension. If you feel a tense place, just rest your awareness in the feeling there. And then when you inhale, imagine that you're breathing into that place. And then when you exhale, let it relax. Let your belly be soft and relaxed. Feel the breath in the belly. Feel the movement of the belly as you inhale and exhale. Slow the breath down so that the movement is in slow motion. Slow expanding of the belly out, and then just a natural release back in as you breathe out. And then make the breath longer by moving it up into the expanding ribs, all the way up into the lift of the chest. See if you can feel the breath in 3 distinct parts. First, the walls of the belly expanding, then the ribs widening and expanding, and the chest lifting. Feel the feeling of letting go as you exhale. Everything softening back in. See if you can stay connected to your breath as we add some gentle movement, starting with the hands on top of the shoulders, the fingers forward, making big circles around with the elbows. Coordinate with your breath. Where does the body most naturally want to breathe in this movement? Where does it make sense for the inhale to happen and the exhale to happen? And then start to circle the other way. No hurry. Deep, slow breath. And then just let the hands rest. Look over your left shoulder. Turn your head to the right. Over the left shoulder. Continue like this. When you look to the left, just pull your right shoulder back a little bit. Same with the other side. And then come center and drop your head down to the left. And then back up and down to the right. Moving with the rhythm of your breath. And back to center. Now start to draw an imaginary circle in the air with your nose right in front of you. Starting with a nice small little circle and then letting the circle get bigger and bigger. See if you can keep the movement gentle even as you get bigger. Keep the neck relaxed and soft so you're not straining to circle. You're floating the circle around in space. And then reverse directions, moving from bigger to smaller. Coming back to stillness, back to the breath. Notice the cross of your legs and then release them and shake them out in front. And then cross them again with the opposite leg in front or on top. Good. Now we'll circle the spine. Start with the hands facing down on the knees. And begin by going across the front on your inhale, through the back on your exhale. When you go across the front, take your eyes up so that your chest is open. And when you go across the back, tuck your chin so you're rounding your back. So we're moving the spine as well as circling. Rounding across the back with the chin to the chest, arching across the front with the chin lifted. And then reverse directions. Feel the breath filling into the body and then relaxing the body on the exhale. And then come back to center. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale the left hand down to the ground beside you. Leaning over. And then drop the left elbow. Push into the left hand to sink the right sit bone deeply into the ground. And then see if you can turn your gaze up so that your chin tucks in toward your armpit. If your neck is not happy there, then just gaze down. Maintain the pressure of your right sit bone down, and then reach out long through the right hand. You feel the breath expanding that whole right side. When you exhale, relax, sink. And inhale, both arms up. Exhale, right hand down beside you, reaching across. Bend that right elbow down. Reach out long through the left hand. See if you can press your left sit bone into the ground even more using your right hand. Chin is up or down. Breath is deep and slow and long. Just imagine the breath fanning the whole left side of the body. Feel the length that it creates. Feel the openness and the ease as you exhale. Maybe dropping a little deeper, letting gravity take you down. And inhale. Exhale, hands together. Feeling the heart lifting to meet the hands. And then return the hands to the ground in front of you. Flip over your legs onto hands and knees. Lining your hands up under your shoulders, your knees up under your hips so that you're in a table position. Good. We're going to circle the hips again. So just taking them forward and left and back and right. For the knees in addition to the hips. And then reverse. And back to your table pose. Let the weight of your body sink down into the bones of your arms and the bones of your legs so that the spine can more easily relax. And then as you inhale, curl the tailbone up, feel the belly filling with the breath rising up into the chest, and then the gaze reaching up. Exhale, tailbone down, the belly lifts, squeezing the air out. Dropping the head, pushing the hands into the ground to deepen that grounding. And then find your own pace, letting your breath set the pace rather than the movement. The movement follows the breath. the movement of the spine be gradual so that it's not one movement, but one continuous movement, a wave. And then come back to neutral. And then walk the hands forward enough so that you can come down onto your elbows. And then place the elbows together. Place the palms together. Good. Now you're going to lift your hands, leaning back with your hips, and place your forehead onto your arms. Elbows touching if possible. And lean back through your buttocks. Try to rest your head. And then shift your weight forward. Come up onto your hands. And step your right foot up. Leaving your hands at the inside of your right foot. Good. Take a breath in. And then exhale and come down onto your elbows if you can, or maybe just bend the elbows. Let your head relax down. Sink the hips. Exhale and relax. Okay. Straighten the arms. Coming back up onto the hands. And then just bring that right hand off to the right, kind of under the right leg. And then rock from side to side. When you come to the left, really sink that left hip bone down. Okay, now the next time you come to the right, take a breath in. Exhale, try to bend your elbows and let the knee roll out to the side. You can stay here, or if you want, you can fold yourself kind of on the diagonal over your right shin. You can reach out long through that left arm, pressing down into your left foot, or just stay upright. Your choice. Just letting that right knee fall out to the right so that you open into that hip. And then lift the knee back up. Good. Now plant one hand on either side of the foot. Curl the back toes under. Lift the back knee. Coming into a lunge. Feel your breath. Then we're going to kick that right leg back and up, coming into a three-legged downward dog. Keep the right hip at the same height as the left hip. Straighten the right leg, flex the right foot, push into your hands, and reach back through the right foot. Keep your head relaxed down, maybe even sink your chest toward your left thigh. Good. Now bending that right knee. We're going to send that right leg over to the left. So we're going to tuck it under and send it over to the left. And then if you can, come down onto your hip. Good. So your legs are perpendicular to each other. Now we're going to take that left arm and thread it under the right arm. If you can lower your head down, go ahead and lower your head down. If you can lower your head down and turn it to the left so you complete the twist, go ahead and do that. And then breathe. Notice all the places that can expand as you inhale. And then press yourself up. Letting that left knee be on the floor. Weight in the right hand. Just lift up. If you can take the knee off the floor, go ahead and do so. If you need to leave it down, go ahead and do so. Letting your head drop back. Good. And then bring the hand down. Curl the back toes under. Step back into plank. And then bring the knees down. Back into your table. Take the hands over to the right and step the left foot up. Let your hips sink down. And then bend your elbows. See if you can get lower. Let your head drop down. Depending on how low you get, you might be able to rest your forehead on set fists. Let the breath be deep and slow. Where in your body do you feel the breath? Can you let go of your head even more? Can you drop your hips even more? Okay, come up onto the hands. And then bring that left arm a little bit off to the left, kind of under. And then rock from side to side, letting the left knee dip down and then letting the right hip sink down. Aiming the right hip for the right pinky. Good. And then see if you can let that left knee just sink down any amount. Taking a breath in, and then when you exhale, bending the elbows and just surrendering the weight of the body. Staying uplifted, folding over that leg if you want. If you're folding over, reach out through the right arm so you have a long diagonal stretch up the right side. Wherever you are, feel for resistance and see if you can let it go. So much of what we think is our body's natural tightness is actually our resistance out of fear of that tightness being painful. But if you can just trust that your body's not going to do more than it's capable of doing and really let go, you might find that there's less resistance than you think. Okay, let's come up, bringing one hand on either side of that front foot. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee. Okay. And then kick that left leg up and back. Pushing forward with the hands. Flex your left foot. Press out of the heel. Drop your heart, drop your head. Sink your chest. Long, slow breath. Good. Now we'll come into the twist, bringing that left leg off to the right and sinking the hip down to the ground. So your legs are scissored. Good. Now thread that right arm under the left, coming all the way down as far as you can. Maybe you can come all the way down onto the shoulder. Maybe your cheek can come to the floor. Maybe you can turn and your left cheek comes to the floor. Deepen the breath and see where the body is constricted by the twist and try to expand in those places. And then relax more deeply into the twist as you exhale. Okay, and press yourself up. Initially, that knee will come down on the ground, and you can leave it there and just be here. Or you can press into that left hand and then lift, dropping the head back, lifting the heart, breathing deep. Good. And then bring that hand down, step back into plank, hold your plank, lift your belly, press your heels back. Stretch the toes a little bit, just coming forward and back, and forward and back, keeping the integrity of the plank, just moving it front to back. Good. And then bring the knees down, come into child's pose. Letting the arms fold alongside the body. Unless the forehead doesn't come to the ground. If the forehead doesn't naturally rest down, then just stack hands or fists to support the head so it can relax as well. Let the upper body really release down onto the lower body. Let the arms release down over the thighs toward the ground. See if you can let go even more. And just feel the space inside of you breathing. Maybe even the body disappears and there's just the feeling of breath, just the sensation. Now take the arms overhead, resting the palms on the ground. And then lift your seat. Spread your fingers wide. Curl the toes. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, lift your knees. Press your thighs back. Press every single finger forward. Now roll the shoulders down your back. Let your heart sink. Let your head drop. Press into the index fingers and thumbs even more, sending your sit bones back. And then walk the feet forward. And soft knees, chin to chest. Roll yourself up to standing. Inhale the arms up. And exhale the arms down. And just stay here, standing, closing the eyes, feeling the feet on the ground. Lifting tall through the crown of the head. Feeling the breath. And then let your weight shift into your left leg. Open your eyes, but keep your gaze soft. Your lids heavy. Your awareness on your breath. Let your weight be so clearly in your left foot that the right foot can just float up off the ground. And then go ahead and lift that right foot. Take hold of the knee and pull it in toward the chest. Scoop the navel up and in, letting the tailbone sink down. And then lift the chest. As you pull with your hands, you can also kind of push forward through your back ribs to keep the heart open. Stay here if you want, or if you want more of a challenge, straighten your right leg. If you can, bring the hands around the leg or the foot. Good. And we'll take another twist. So if you have the leg straight, then bring your left hand to the outside of the foot. If you're holding the knee, bring your left hand to the outside of the knee. And then we'll just open that right arm out. Now looking in front of you, trace a straight line with your eyes to the right. And once you've gone as far as you can go, your eyes still, press into your standing leg, lift tall through your head, reach out of your fingers. And then trace the line back to come back to the front. Well done. Bring the foot down. Close the eyes. Notice how the left foot feels compared to the right foot. Notice how the breath feels in the left lung compared to the right lung. And then bring your awareness back down to your feet and feel the weight of your body in the right foot. Shifting your weight so that you're hovering over that right foot. Softly open the eyes. Looking at one spot in front of you, feeling your breath. When you're ready, float the left leg up. Let's all begin with the knee to the chest. Pulling the hands toward you, bringing the shoulder blades back and in and the chest out. And then if you want to straighten the leg, go ahead and straighten. Place the right hand to the outside of the leg or the foot. Stand nice and tall. Keep your eyes really still even as they move. So you're not looking all over the place. Open that left arm out to the side and then let your eyes trace a line over to the left. Once you're open all the way, keep your eyes still. Press into your standing leg and lift tall through your head. Trace a line back to the front and release. Close the eyes and just feel the sensations in the body. Feel the breath. Feel the feet. And let the knees be soft. We'll take that stillness into more movement with some breath of joy. So some of you have never done this before, so I'll start slow. The inhale starts here. Then there's a second inhale here. Then there's a third inhale here. Exhale, you bend your knees, you breathe out of your mouth, and you fold forward. Now we do it fast. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Go at your own pace. Two more. Stay folded over. Deep breath in, feeling the breath up your spine. Exhale, scoop the belly in and up. Feel free to keep your knees bent or straighten your legs for more of a stretch in the hamstrings, those back leg muscles. If you're working with that hamstring stretch, you might want to bring your hands to the backs of your legs, and on the inhale, press legs into hands and hands into legs. Exhale, scooping belly in and up. Some of you may be able to place the palms of your hands under the bottoms of your feet. And then on the inhale, you try to pull the hands out. Exhale is that same scoop. And then release hands if you're using them. And then roll up, roll up, roll up. Reach up as you inhale. Exhale the arms out. And step the legs wide apart. Move the heels wide so that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to each other. Good. Start with your hands on your hips. Take a breath in, and then come halfway forward. And then maybe move your hands to the upper thighs, right at the creases at the tops of the legs. And as you inhale, push back and reach your head forward, lengthening the spine. Beautiful. Now take the left hand down onto the ground And take the right arm up. One more twist. Looking up at your right foot. As you inhale, reach up through the fingers. As you exhale, move those left ribs toward your left elbow. And release the hand down, bringing the right hand to the ground. Lengthen the spine. And then on an exhale, bring the left arm up, looking up. Fingertips reach to the sky as you breathe in. Right ribs move toward the right elbow as you breathe out. Think of rotating your navel to the left. Deep expanding inhale. Relaxing exhale. And release that. Walk the hands back until the fingertips are lined up with the toes, the hands under the shoulders. Fold forward. Press down into the feet. Lift up through the sit bones. Lift up through the thigh muscles. On your exhale, pull your belly in. Let the weight of your head sink down. And then you might be able to, and you might want to, press your hands a little bit forward, keeping them where they are, but just applying some forward pressure in your hands. That might sink you a little deeper. Slow your breath. And then lift yourself up. Walk your hands forward under the shoulders. Heel toe the feet in a little bit, keeping the feet wider than the hips, keeping the toes wider than the heels. Lower your sit bones down. So you're coming into a squat. And place the palms together with the elbows inside the thighs, pressing wide through those hips. Maybe you can bring the thumbs all the way to the chest. If you want to make the stretch even more, you can bring a fist to your palm or two fists together. And then release the hands behind you, coming down onto your buttocks. With your feet hip width apart. Bring the arms forward or up here if you want to work harder. And then tuck your chin and slowly let yourself down onto your back. Once you're down, the hands on either side of the body. The feet come in so that they're under the knees. Hip width apart. Breathe, belly, ribs, chest. And then on your next exhale, push into your feet. Lift your buttocks, lift your spine. Roll your shoulders under you. If you're able to, you can clasp your hands under your body. The more you roll your shoulders under, the more you're on your shoulders and your neck is not on the ground at all. Good. Now push down and forward with your feet and lift your hips even more. But don't splay your knees bend with apart. Good. Now, if your hands are clasped, imagine you're trying to pull them apart. See if you can lift your chest and ribs a little more. Breathe your breath from your belly to your chest. active. And then if your hands are clasped, release your hands. Lay your spine down slowly. Once your spine comes all the way down, lift your feet, place your hands against your thighs. Good. And then press your hands into your thighs and resist by pressing your thighs into your hands. Keep breathing. Really strong. Like your legs and your hands are fighting a battle of tug of war. Good. Now release the feet down. Let the knees open out to the side, soles of the feet together. Let the arms rest out to the side with the palms facing up. Breathing in and out. Breathing. Letting go of tension in the arms and hands. Staying strong. Relax the legs. And then lift the knees back up. Take the knee hip width apart again. And then straighten the left leg. Lift your hips and move them over to the right. And then bring the right leg all the way over to the left. See if you can bring the knee down to the ground, even if it means that shoulder rolls all the way up. Now we're going to inhale, bring the shoulder forward, up, exhale back and down. So the shoulder roll, but just in this first position. Inhale, forward, up, exhale back and down. Then you turn your head to the right, just let that shoulder rest. Feel free to have your left hand on your right knee for support. Exhale and sink down into your left hip bone. The more you let the bones support you, the less work the muscles need to do, and the more they can turn. Release hands if you're using, and back up to center. Square off your hips and your head. Straighten your right leg. Scoop your hips over to the left. Lift your left foot up. Take your whole leg over to the ground. Bringing the right hand to the left knee if that helps you. And we'll do 2 of those shoulder rolls again. Inhale, shoulder forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Turning your head to the left. Now pay attention to breathe from the belly to the ribs to the chest. Sink into the ground. Relax with your exhale. and bring yourself back to center. Even out your hips. Hug the knees to the chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift your forehead to your knees, squeezing all the air out. Exhale, keep exhaling. And when you feel like there's no more breath to release out, hold that. Hold the air out. And when you need to inhale again, just release the head and feet back down. Lift and tuck your tailbone, release your legs, straight the middle. In and out, in and out. Let the legs relax. If you have an eye pillow handy, you can place that on your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the weight of your body into the ground. Inhale slow and long through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing your jaw. Letting the lower teeth fall away from the upper teeth and the lips gently part. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Letting go of the activity of the mind. Letting your awareness connect with wherever you feel the breath most easily. Letting go of the breath. Letting go of the effort to breathe. Even letting go of the intention to breathe. And just seeing how the breath breathes on its own. Completely allowing yourself to receive and release. Continuing to sink into the ground. Whole body relax. Continuing to let go of the activity of the mind. Resting attention again and again in the feel of the breath. Deeply relax. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Hold the arms overhead. Take a deep breath, stretch long. Up the knees to the chest, rocking side to side, massaging your back and feeling the back getting soft. From center, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. Roll over onto your side, resting your head on the hand, resting your body on the ground, feeling the support of the earth below you. Feeling all the ways that your practice has supported you today. Noticing how it feels in your body, in your heart, in your mind. See if there's one word that describes how you feel right now. I am blank. And slowly press yourself up. Remember, you can always come back to that. Maybe using the I am statement just to remind you how that feels. Sitting anywhere that you're comfortable. Sinking your sit bones down, lifting tall through the crown of your head. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in and let it all go. Drop your chin to the chest. And listen.